Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
This is Duck Insider.
These are good problems to have, right?
Very.
So much success that you have more than one place to be.
5-3, touchdown, Oregon.
Off a dribble, launches, and hits the three. Oregon leads.
What a great opportunity it is to be able to play at University of Oregon.
I'm just incredibly proud to be a part of something like this.
She wants another three. Oh, three in a row.
Big Ten champions.
National champions, yes. The Ducks take home an indoor national title.
We are so privileged and so fortunate. We get to see all these young people. We get to see this incredible growth, which is what college is all about.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Now let's go live to the Country Financial Studio to talk Oregon Duck Athletics.
A start of a new week inside the Country Financial Studio on Duck Insider. Ryan Milano here with you, and for me, this is going to be my last Duck Insider of the year. It's the second to last Duck Insider of the year. Tuesday's show tomorrow will be the final Duck Insider until we come back for fall camp, Oregon soccer, Oregon volleyball, and everything that's happening in the fall. But this week is the last week of Duck Insider, the last 2 days of Duck Insider, and we are recapping the Diamond Sports seasons that both came to a close over the weekend. For Oregon baseball in Eugene, a somber ending, a frustrating ending for Oregon baseball. For softball in Oklahoma City, a little bit more triumphant, but still, you end your season, and only one team at the end of the year gets to end their season with the win. But a season, and a magical one at that, for Oregon softball also comes to a close. Oregon track and field, their season isn't over. They still have one more meet as they return to Eugene for the NCAA championships coming up in the middle of June. In about 10 days from now will be the NCAA championships at Hayward Field, and a few more Ducks in action around the rest of the country. But we're starting with Oregon softball because it was a magical season for Oregon softball. The first trip to Oklahoma City in the Women's College World Series under Coach Lombardi, and it felt like a storybook type of ending for this version 7 group that really battled and fought the whole way. The one word that kept coming up with this team was the fight that this team had. You saw it in the regional round in Eugene against Stanford. You saw it in the Super Regionals against Liberty. And you saw it again when Oregon played against Ole Miss on Friday in the elimination bracket to continue to play in the Women's College World Series. After Oregon lost their first game in tight fashion against UCLA in Game 1 of the Women's College World Series, Game 2 for Oregon was back and forth to fight off elimination. Ole Miss struck first in this game early in the first inning, but then Oregon answered right back with a 2-run first. It was 2-1 Oregon after one inning. Then a bunch of zeros on the board until the fifth. Ole Miss put up one in the fifth to tie it back up. Oregon answered. 3 more runs in the bottom of the fifth inning. But then with the backs against the wall for the Rebels, Ole Miss, they were down 5-2 in the seventh inning. And with 2 outs, they were still down 2 runs in the seventh, but ended up tying it with a 2-out, 2 RBI single. All of a sudden, you're an out away from advancing, and then backs are back up against the wall. Where is the fight? Well, Oregon had it because a bunch of zeros were needed. This game ended up going 10 innings. Oregon in the 10th was able to load the bases. Kedri Luchard to the plate. Ball 4, walk-off walk. Oregon advances and stays alive in Oklahoma City. That was on Friday. It advanced Oregon to play against the loser of a Tennessee-Oklahoma matchup in which Oklahoma ended up dropping, and Oregon and Oklahoma were slated for a bout on Sunday yesterday. Coach Lombardi's former team, the team that Oregon played in the regional round last year, and the Ducks struck first in the game. Desiana Patman has been awesome all postseason long. She hit a solo home run to give Oregon a 1-0 lead, but then Oklahoma found their power stroke in a home run in the second inning, followed by a home run in the third inning, followed by a home run in the fifth inning, put 4 runs on the board for Oklahoma. Oregon had some chances, but ultimately Oklahoma, they went to a really strong arm in the back end. Oregon couldn't get much going offensively late in the game, and the Ducks ended up falling 4-1. Still, final 6 teams playing in the country for a national title. Final 5, technically, because Oregon played a few games after UCLA got eliminated earlier in the day on Sunday. It was a tremendous showing, a group that I'm tremendously proud of as somebody that's wearing the O on my chest right now, as somebody that called this Oregon softball team a few years back. It's been awesome to see how Coach Lombardi has grown this squad, where this team has come to, and the way that version 7 was able to navigate through the postseason and really the entire season as a whole, but in particular the postseason to get to this point. It was really a magical run for Oregon softball, from the comeback against Stanford in the regional round, to the ability to take care of business against Liberty in the super regional, to the tight battles and really proving that you belonged against the best teams in the country. All season long, Oregon did it in the regular season against teams that proved themselves, but then also did it in the postseason against teams that proved themselves, because it was tight battles against UCLA, in which Oregon won the regular season series, and it was tied going into the bottom of the 7th in the game earlier this week on Thursday. It was a battle against Ole Miss, a team that navigated through to make it to the Women's College World Series in their own right. It didn't take 7 innings. It took 10 innings. Oregon was able to fight through and got it done. And also against Oklahoma, a little bit more of a gap in the score, but there was not separation in this game. It was great pitching against great pitching, timely hitting against timely hitting, and ultimately Oregon lost one heck of a battle, and it closed out the story for this version 7 team, but a story that is certainly worth reading, because this was a group that from start to finish felt special. For Coach Lombardi, her first trip as a head coach to the Women's College World Series, it certainly was special. After the game, Coach Lombardi on the podium talking about this group, the conclusion of the season, and the Women's College World Series for Oregon. A successful year for Coach Lombardi in year 7 at the helm. Let's hear from Coach after the loss against Oklahoma in the Women's College World Series.
I think about this summer when I'm sitting here with the seniors and we were talking about that we wanted something different from this year. And in order to do that, we needed to be uncomfortable and do things in a way that's going to allow us to be here standing at the Women's College World Series, and to have those conversations with Kai and Kedri and Paige, and know that in order to do it, we got to put ourselves out there, and we did. And I just can't say enough about how much I love this team in version 7. They believed it. I knew they were different from the beginning of the year. They were different, and just for them to show how much they love and care about each other and give each other the strength and the conviction and the confidence to do challenging things individually and as a team, and to just watch this ride. We wanted to keep playing, obviously, ultimately to win a national championship, but we wanted to keep playing because we did not want version 7 to end. And it's today, with us and our season being done, to me, it's tears of joy for this group, because I love them so much and I'm so thankful. They have absolutely changed me as a coach. They have my heart, and they will always have my heart. They left a blueprint for our teams to come, and it's not about how to come to the World Series and win a national championship. It's about how to be a group of people that know how to love each other to the absolute fullest and praise each other to the absolute fullest, and for us all to see our potential. We saw our potential because of the way that we go about things. And I can't say enough. I'm so proud of this group right here, and I'm just thankful, and I love them.
Missy, to the game specifically, for Lindsay, 17 of 18 hitters go at least 4 pitches. How much of that, from your observation, was strategic on their part, and maybe her struggling a little bit with fatigue to find the zone, and how much of that was just a tough zone that maybe was just tough for all the pitchers tonight at times?
I thought Lindsay was amazing, and I thought she found the zone all night long. They're a great hitting team, and they foul pitches off, and they foul pitches off, and they make you work, and they make you work. But what I love is for Lindsay, I watched her in the Ole Miss game start the game, come out, and then come back different than I've ever seen her. And she's had an unbelievable year, but just to watch her transform into just an elite pitcher on the grandest stage ever, and see her do that at Ole Miss, and then see her do that tonight, I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her leadership, and I love that she has another year. Sometimes, I've been doing this for a long time, and sometimes you got to go through a little pain to get to what you want. I think our seniors, they left it out there. They did everything possible, and I know that their tears are of joy, but I think about Lindsay and our returners and what this has done for them. This year has changed their life, and I'm so excited to see what she has next year.
Patty talked about your guys' standards being very similar, and just going back to what you're saying about the summer and kind of the players saying you want to be different this year, just how much does that idea coming from the players and wanting to do that set the standard for what you want to do going forward as well?
A lot. I can remember sitting in my office, and I can remember sitting there with Kai and Kedri and Paige and having conversations of what we've done well up to this point, but what needs to change for us to be able to elevate and go to another level. And it was the most uncomfortable and best meeting of my life, because we sat down and we got real with each other. I got real with them, and they got real with me, and we needed that. And from that moment on, we did not look back. I'm not a coach that's going to sit at the top of the mountain and tell them what to do. I'm about being in the trenches with these guys, and I've been in the trenches with them all year, and just watching them blossom as people and as leaders and as teammates, and just know, like, we are not finished. We are going to get to the World Series, and we are going to make our freshmen play at a higher standard. And we are going to have standards off and on and off the field, things that we know that are going to make a humongous difference. And you could see it all year. And it wasn't easy. It was hard. It was really hard, or challenging, as we would say. But we loved every minute of it. And what I love is that sometimes when things are hard, you want to shy away. This group didn't. They found joy in it. They stuck together, and they got what they wanted.
Gasso had a lot of really nice things to say about you, especially your hard work in getting to the World Series. How much has she shaped your career, especially since you took the job here at UO?
I played for Coach Gasso here, and then after I got done playing and I graduated, she hired me right out of school, and I was like, Coach, what are you doing? Why are you taking a chance on me being so young? And she believed in who I was as a player, and she believed in me as a coach. And I think of the 20-plus years that we spent together, it was unbelievable. Our families, it's not just about what we do as coaches on the field. It's so much more about what we do off and how connected our families are. And from there, that connection and what it does for our athletes. And I think about the great opportunity that I had to go and be a Duck. And I love it. I love that I'm a Duck. University of Oregon is unbelievable. But I think about all the life lessons that I've learned on and off the field, and I'm thankful for her for giving me the opportunity, because I don't think, I would be here without her. So I love her.
Coach, you and the rest of your coaching staff embraced the Oklahoma coaching staff post-game. Can you just describe what was said in that moment?
Mm-hmm. We prayed together. And prayed for them to be safe and continue to play well the rest of the way. We prayed for our athletes, for what an unbelievable season that they had, and just, we put our faith on each other's shoulders, and it was just for us to be connected afterwards. It means a lot.
Melissa, you've been on the good side of OU's home field advantage here. How tough was it playing against them in this venue, in this event? And if somebody wanted to fix that, is there an option to even consider?
I think the World Series is in OKC. I love it. That's all we talked about all year, is how we can get to OKC. How do we exit on 132A? That's all we talked about. We don't want to go anywhere else but Oklahoma City. They've got some great fans. Our fans were unbelievable. I think all year long, big instances where we needed a big win and our fans came through, whether they were on the road or whether we were at the Jane or we were standing here at the Women's College World Series. So I think we've got the greatest fans, and I love playing at the Jane, and I love being a Duck.
Missy, when it's taken this long and you get to relish in it and the success of getting here, you're also 30 days from a contract year that I imagine will be changing one way, shape, or form. How much have you talked with Val, Lisa, Rob about their commitment to you into the future and also to the program and what it's going to take to retain and attract talent like your core of freshmen with KJ and pitchers like Lindsay and Elise to sustain and keep this thing building the way you've had it built now in year 7?
Again, I love being a Duck. Our future is so bright. We've worked so hard. I'm so thankful for our coaching staff, Coach Martyr, Coach Liss, Coach Rowe. I think of the great athletes that we brought in and their ability to develop our athletes and put them in a position to compete for a national championship. I think I've got the best coaching staff out there, and it was important for this freshman group to get here. It was important for the senior group to get here and contend for a national championship, but also to bring this freshman group, because this freshman group's pretty special, and the sophomore group and the junior group, but just to get there your first year, and from there now that's the standard. It's pretty amazing. So I love being a Duck.
Missy, we've been rooting for you, obviously, from afar, and so watching your team grow, and now you're in year 7, where do you feel like, how much has your program grown, and where do you feel like your program is at this point in your career?
I think our program's at a really good place. To me, the most important thing is the people. It's about having the right people that are committed to your vision on and off the field and want to do great things, and we have that. I think of the University of Oregon and the resources that we have, phenomenal. Our athletes feel like professional athletes. They're treated like professional athletes. The resources are unbelievable, and we need that for us to be able to contend. We contended for a national championship this year, and we fell a little short, and we're going to be right back here next year contending again. So I can't say enough.
You've worked with a lot of great pitchers in your career. Just where does Lindsay kind of really align with them, and how did you see her grow when she arrived in Eugene?
Lindsay was a competitor when she arrived, and I love the way she spins the ball. I love how passionate she is every time she steps on the mound, and I was so excited to get to work with her. We sat down after she committed and talked about what our plan looked like for the year, and for that, it was for her to be able to be okay with being uncomfortable and do things that she hasn't done before, and you could just see that journey all year. I can see different moments this year where just watched her continue to rise to the occasion, and just when you're there, you're committed to that one pitch and nothing else matters. You could feel the best, you could feel the worst, it doesn't matter. You just know that you are the best and that you are going to do whatever it takes to win, and you could see that in her. And just what she has done this year and what it's going to do for her next year, I'm thrilled. I'm so proud of her.
Just kind of putting the season into context, you talked about already how special this group was. Just kind of from a coach perspective, just how incredible was this to coach this group of women and just see them develop as time went on. And now seeing them leave their mark, how just excited you are for the future of this program.
Extremely excited. I love version 7. Version 7 has touched my heart in so many ways, and just to watch how they've touched hearts of people that they don't even know. They just don't even know the amount of hearts that they've touched across the country, just with the way they play and the way that they play and care for each other. So blessed, just so many blessings.
They've touched me, certainly. It's been so fun. It's been a joy to watch this group develop and be able to grow. Coming into the year, you have to remember how much on the offensive side Oregon lost coming into this season, and then the ability of the freshmen to step up in big ways, the ability of players like Kedri Lushar, who had never been a consistent starter, to step up and then become an All-American. The growth and the connection of this year's group for version 7, it was astounding to watch and follow along. Really, it truly touched so many people, so many fans around here, and certainly I'm one of them. Unfortunate that it comes to an end with a loss at the end of the season, but man, was that one heck of a run. getting to Oklahoma City, it was tremendous. It was a place that a lot of these players dreamed about going to and playing in. They got the opportunity to. We're going to hear from some players after the season, after a tremendous opportunity and a tremendous season, when we return after this on Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCAA. Equal housing opportunity.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
This is Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
August was born 3 pounds, 9.8 ounces. When I first saw him, it was a whole range of emotions. There's stuff I still want to do. Being a young dad, it's not giving up. It's shifting. I looked through his eyes. I can envision the whole future with him already. To throw the first football to him, give him ice cream for the first time. My life is now devoted to his life.
Through all of fatherhood's firsts, never stop being a dad. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
We're back inside the Country Financial Studio. It is Duck Insider, brought to you by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Ryan Milano with you on a Monday, breaking down the Oregon softball season, and one heck of a season that it was for the Ducks on the softball diamond that culminated in Oklahoma City in the Women's College World Series, but ultimately came to an end yesterday in a 4-1 loss against Oklahoma. The Ducks struck first with a home run, but then Oklahoma came back and answered with 3 home runs of their own. 2 solo shots and a 2-run homer to make it a 4-1 ball game. And ultimately, Oregon came up on the losing end of it. But it really did feel like the culmination of a career for Kedri Lushar, Kai Lushar, Paige Sinicki, who really put in so much and invested so much into this program. It was great to see the freshmen on the biggest stage. Kaylin Jones really made an impact during this Women's College World Series. The entire freshman grouping, Emma Cox, Riley McCoy, Stephanie Maake, so many others, made a huge impact throughout the course of this year. Getting to hear from a few of the players, it deservedly emotional post-game, culminating the career of 3 Oregon legends. I think that it's safe to say that the trio of Kai, Kedri, Lushar sisters, and Paige Sinicki will go into the Oregon legacy and pantheon as legends in a Duck uniform. Kaylin Jones had one heck of a postseason. The 4 of them took the podium after the game on Sunday.
What was Landry doing to keep y'all off balance a little bit? Because Paige certainly still had the hit late, but it's very uncharacteristic for you to ever strike out ever. So when it happens, it's worth asking, what was she doing to be effective?
Yeah, I mean, hats off to her. That at bat, she threw me 3 changeups in a row and definitely got me. So I think for our whole team, it was just the change of speeds that she was mixing really well, that we had to really pick one or the other, and we just couldn't seem to get it by the end of the game. So that's really what was getting beat by the end of the day.
Yeah, I think when you're at this point in the season, everybody's good. You're going to have those strikeouts because pitching is good. You're going to have those home runs because hitters are good. Like, it's a battle. So, and it's the top 8 teams, so it's going to look like that.
Yeah, I think we all just we're competing. She had a great day. They're a great team. We're a great team. That's all.
Kaylin, Coach talks about that blueprint and what the seniors left, and just as the lone returner up there, just how do you build that blueprint so these appearances at OKC are kind of a standard of this program?
I mean, these seniors have created a very high standard for us freshmen, and just holding it not only for ourselves but for them and showing them that they made a difference and that just carrying it here on forward.
For each of the players, you guys have obviously talked about how special Version 7 has been for you this entire season. With the season obviously now at an end, can each of you just pinpoint to a moment this season that stood out to you that you guys have enjoyed the most with this group, and why it was so special to you each individually?
Yeah, I think it's so hard to just choose one moment because there's been so many special moments with this team. This team is just filled with so much love and joy, and I think that beats anything game-wise that happens on the field. When you have a group of girls that just love each other and grow from each other, and we've really truly become women, and I'm just so proud of them and just all the joy that we've had on the field. I remember this whole postseason, it's just been so much fun because our backs were against the wall and we just trusted each other and had so much belief, and I think that's something that this program has finally been able to see, and now we're going to take it and embrace it. I'm so excited to see K-Dub and this class behind them just do that in these upcoming years, so I just love them.
Yeah, same thing as Paige. Can't pick out just one moment, not with this group, since the very first day of fall practice, like, we had fun, we had energy, we were smiling, laughing, and that just carried on all throughout the fall, all throughout the season, every away trip. I can't think of one bad trip or honestly one day that was completely bad. Like, obviously we have our struggles and our growing pains, but that's what makes us, that's why we're here. So I can't choose just one moment.
I'm also grateful for every moment, but the Stanford game, when we knew that we were moving on, was incredible and a feeling that I'll never forget. I felt like we just really learned how to fight in that moment, and it led us to where we are today, and we're all so grateful to be here.
I go along with them as saying that there's so many memories that we created this year as freshmen, sophomore, junior, seniors, and just carrying every little moment that we've built from, as Coach likes to say this whole fall, is we had a lot of growing pains. So learning from those and growing and taking this program farther than it's ever been before.
Paige, you being a mainstay in the starting lineup since your freshman year, all the starts, all the consecutive starts in a row, you've had so many different teammates. Can you pinpoint one, maybe two, that had the biggest impact on who you are now as a player today?
Gosh. Like I said, with the moments, it's hard to pick two. Honestly, this senior class, these two sisters right here have just been amazing. They're my roommates, and I couldn't have imagined 4 years without them. They've truly made being a Duck so special, and they've just shown me so much joy and love and just so many fun things off the field that I just can't imagine doing this without you guys. So I love you guys. You guys continue to teach me how to be a strong leader, strong woman, and we wouldn't be here without you too. So I love you.
And for the three seniors, again, I realize this is so fresh, and how do you encapsulate 4 years, but how do you begin to encapsulate, like when you go back to the Jane months from now, years from now, and your names are on the glass, and it's an All-American honor, and a Golden Glove honor, and a Golden Boot honor, and 4 selection Sundays where you knew you were making it, and a second year where you make it to a super, and now you make it to this. How do you encapsulate 4 years when you know when you first came in as freshmen that some of those players didn't get to experience all you got to experience?
Yeah, I think we're just going to be able to look back and just think of all the fun memories that we had throughout all 4 years. I mean, this year probably tops it out for me, but I'm just so grateful for these girls. And when we do come back as alumni, we're just going to be cheering our girls on because Ducks forever, and just so grateful and proud of everybody.
Yeah, I think personally I'm just so grateful to go to the greatest university in the country
and play with this team and the teams before. There's been so many amazing memories and so much growth, and it's just been incredible. Like, to be a Duck is one of the greatest things I've ever done.
Yeah, we talk about before, beside, and behind. That's always been part of our culture, and now us three are becoming the behind. And I think it's just so cool that you get to experience all of this, the before, beside, and behind. You get to experience all three, and now you're the behind. And so it's really just embracing what you did here and just loving on those and being excited for what the people that are there now are going to do. So I'm just so blessed to be a behind now.
Kai, what has it been like to watch your sister just flourish in her last year and just become an All-American?
It's been the coolest thing of my life, honestly. Like, she's my best friend, and to see her just compete so hard this year and fulfill her dreams, it's indescribable.
It's hard not to get emotional after listening to that press conference, and especially the way that Kai Lushar ended it. I've listened to it probably 5 times now, and every time I tear up a little bit because it's special. It really is, to see this group and how they've grown and the impact that this senior class is going to leave on this program, whether it be transfers in like Desiana Patman and Stacey Chambers, who had such huge postseason moments, in particular in the regional round. Desiana Patman with multiple walk-offs throughout the course of this postseason to get Oregon to the Women's College World Series. That's an impact that when you talk about, you show up to the Jane and you see on the outfield wall the Women's College World Series appearance in the 2025 that's now on the outfield wall at the Jane. You'll look at that. It's like, how did Oregon get there? Well, they don't unless Stacey Chambers does what she does against Stanford and Desiana Patman hits the home run or hits the single up the middle against Liberty. It's things like that. And then to the 4-year seniors like Kai Lushar. Kai Lushar will end her career as just the second Duck ever to hit over 400 throughout her career. Kai Lushar ends her career as a 401 hitter. She also earned the Golden Shoe this season as the best base stealer in the country. Over the weekend, she set the Big Ten single-season record for stolen bases in a season with 59 swiped bags this year. And she, throughout the course of her career, is a 2-time all-conference selection, one in the Pac-12 and one in the Big Ten. Her sister Kedri, when you look at the Herb Yamanaka room and all the All-Americans are stenciled on the wall, all the all-conference players are stenciled on the wall. Well, Kedri Lushar is going to be one of them too because she was a second-team All-American. And not only will her name be there, there's names that are in gray that were all-conference, and there's names that were in gold for All-Americans. Kedri Lushar's name will be there in gold because this season she worked her way to become an All-American, a second-team All-American. She was a top 25 Player of the Year finalist. In her first true season as a starter, she wasn't even starting to begin the season. She's come on so strong. It's why the end of the answer of the press conference from Kai Lushar was so impactful because it was such a jump and a growth moment for Kedri Lushar. I mean, the sisters didn't both start at Oregon. One of them transferred in from Arizona State so they could play together. And Kai had the success early, and now Kedri having the success with Kai. It's great. Kedri Lushar, all-conference first team as well. Some great accolades for the Lushar sisters. And Paige Shinicki, she encapsulates the 4-year starter. She started 193 games in a row to finish her career, all the way from her freshman season up until her senior year. She started 193 games consecutively at shortstop. She was an all-conference first teamer. She was a 4-time all-conference defensive teamer. She was the co-Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year last year and won a Gold Glove at shortstop last year for the best defensive shortstop in the country. That is a legacy. That is a legacy. Her name will be in gold. These names will be in gold on the Herb Yamanaka room because they just left such an impact. The 4-year seniors of the Lushar sisters, Paige Shinicki, Abby Mulvey as well, they finished their career 4-time regionalists, 2-time super regionalists, one-time conference champions and a one-time Women's College World Series competitor. It's been so special for me. I got to experience this journey a little bit with them. I was calling the softball team for KWVA, the student station, and Kedri Lushar, Kai Lushar, Paige Shinicki, their freshman and sophomore year. And to see them go to Arkansas in that first season and compete in the regional round but come up short, and then go back to Arkansas and win on the road to make it to a super regional and go to Stillwater against Oklahoma State but come up short. And then last year they get to play Oklahoma. They bring Oklahoma to the brink. But the Sooners just have a little too much, and they come back again. And this year, Oregon able to get over the top, get over the hump, and get to the Women's College World Series for the first time under Coach Lombardi. Special. Special group. Coach Lombardi, what a job. Coach of the year in the conference. First time headed to a Women's College World Series, and this group was nothing short of special. It felt like a storybook ending that the careers of the Lushar sisters, of Paige Shinicki, of all the seniors on this team culminates in Oklahoma City. It was a storybook ending, and one that I'm glad that I was able to follow throughout the course of the year. It's always a little bittersweet when a season ends. It felt like a storybook ending for Oregon softball. For Oregon baseball, it felt like there were some things that were left on the table. We're going to break down another end to a Diamond Sports season coming up when we return after this on Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCAA. Equal housing opportunity.
Hey Duck fans, at Country Financial, they make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, their representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Your daily dose of Oregon athletics. This is Duck Insider from Learfield.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too. Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
I'm coming home to the place that I remember. Back to the land of my first love. Would you spread wide your arms for this way?
Back inside the Country Financial Studio, it's Duck Insider, brought to you by OnPoint Community Credit Union. On a Monday, breaking down the conclusion of both Diamond Sports seasons as Oregon baseball goes 0-2 in the Eugene Regional, loses to Utah Valley on Friday, loses to Cal Poly on Saturday. A controversial game on Friday in which Oregon lost 6-5, a play at the plate that was ruled a malicious act against Ansoneros, which still, to me, there was an explanation given. It didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, and especially knowing Anson, there's not a malicious thing about him. He was just playing hard. It's a tough pill to swallow, to be honest with you. It is. And for that to potentially be the final moment that Anson, who has given everything to the program, might have as a Duck, that hurts. There's a lot of ways that Jacob Walsh's career is going to end in that way. And it hurts, and it felt like there was more left on the table and more potential. And Oregon will tell you that doesn't ever come down to one player, one call, especially throughout the course of a regional round where there's a lot of things that happen, and you do have to lose twice to get bounced from a regional round, and Oregon did in close games against both Utah Valley and Cal Poly. But I really feel for the guys that have given so much to this program, have been so awesome to watch all year long, and how the Ducks came up just short over the course of this weekend. Jeffrey Hurd, he started the game in place of Antoneros. He had a huge game. He hit 2 home runs. Jacob Walsh has been a 4-year starter for this Duck team. He's seen so many highs and lows with this Oregon program. And Grayson Grinsell, he was on the mound on Saturday. He's been an All-American throughout the course of the season. He'd have my vote for All-American. He'd have my vote for Big Ten Pitcher of the Year. Ultimately didn't have his best start on Saturday, but hearing from those guys, hearing from Coach Wazakowski after the conclusion of Oregon's baseball season, they spoke to the media after Saturday's game.
Yeah, I don't, the thing that, first off, I want to compliment, Coach Lee's club, very solid team, airless game, and for them to get 5 2-out RBIs really shows the grit and resilience that they had. They executed very well today, pitched very well today. And it was a well-coached team, like I knew that we would expect with Larry Lee. He's one of the most underrated coaches in the entire country, and he's awesome. He's a good coach, and his team was well prepared. When it comes to our team, thrilled to have the chance to be able to be around, Jeffrey Hurd, Jacob Walsh, the other seniors that we had that are out of eligibility, Seth Maddox, amongst others. There's some guys that have some eligibility left, and time will tell with all that kind of stuff. But from our locker room standpoint, I love these kids. They're fantastic young men, and we just came up short today.
Well, I was in the 7th inning there. Ian has been pretty good for you this year, but had some cracks in the dam, so to speak. And Murray coming up had been 3 for 3 off Grayson, another lefty. Just why leave him in there with the bases loaded in that situation when you had Maddox, Garcia, Cole Stokes available?
Some of the assumptions were, some of those assumptions may or may not be accurate. Why leave him in there? Because he's probably on a piece of paper, and over the course of the long haul, he's been statistically our best pitcher. Him and Grayson have been 2 guys that we've leaned on heavily, and have been the 2 best pitchers that we've had, more or less. And some of the other guys have had good years. Those guys have had great years, and we predetermined going into the game if they were going to beat us, they were going to beat us with the guys that have had the best years for us.
Obviously not the outcome you wanted, Jeffrey, but 2 really good at-bats there. What did it mean to end the season personally on that note and to step up for your team in that way?
I mean, personally it felt good in those 2 at-bats, obviously, and those homers. Kind of been an up and down year for me, but I felt God kind of just telling me to just stay patient and trust him, and it came through today. But obviously I'm disappointed with the outcome, but, looking back on it, we had a great year, great group of guys, and, I found my best friends for life and the guys in this team. So,
Coach, you enter the Big Ten tournament on a 10-game winning streak, finish the season with 3 straight losses. What do you think was the main turning point in the season and kind of where things started to go wrong?
We got beat in 3 games in a row. I don't think it was a catastrophic collapse or something like that. We ended up losing 3 games in a row after we won a conference championship, earned a 1 seed, and played very, very well. Had a very good year, and we came up short at the end is what happened. Why did we lose? Because the teams that played against us in the last 3 games played better in those last 3 games than we did.
Grayson, just how do you feel like you performed today and just your outing overall?
Yeah, obviously it wasn't one of my best. Obviously don't want to go out on that note, but still felt like I went out there and gave it everything I had, and that's all you can do.
Jacob, you're leaving Oregon with your name etched all over the record books. What did this season mean to you as a senior, and how do you reflect on your time here at Oregon?
It's been pretty awesome. This staff, this school has given me an unbelievable opportunity, and I'll forever be grateful for everything they've done. And I'm just blessed to be able to, be an Oregon Duck.
Anson's been pretty active today, voicing his support for you guys, being able to watch you guys You guys been able to talk to him at all after yesterday? What has he meant to this team, to all of you?
I mean, he's one of the best dudes I know, and that play last night kind of showed who he was. He gives everything on the field, and yeah, it was unfortunate what they did to him, but he's one of the best dudes I've ever met. So I mean, it was pretty brutal to not be able to be for him not being able to be there with us today. But yeah.
With all the fans watching all season long, what testament do you want to give to them after the season, what you've seen from this ball club the whole year?
Yeah, really good question. You know, and that's one we talk about a lot as a program, right? Earning the respect of the fans. Like when we first got here, boy, it just wasn't. It wasn't what we've witnessed. Last night's crowd, today's crowd, the interest in our program 4 weeks in a row at the end of the season was sellouts for all those 4 weekends. When we first got here at the very beginning of this thing, we couldn't even get somebody to give us bats. Couldn't get a bat contract at the University of Oregon, and there just wasn't any interest in it. And now what these guys have done, that's when we first got here, they were begging us to get to a regional, basically, and now we're sitting here going, man, not enough, right?
That's Coach Wazakowski talking about Oregon and the season for the Ducks and the trajectory of this program. We're going to take a timeout, part 2 of that conversation of Oregon baseball after their season comes to a close when we return on Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
With a great selection of new Toyotas, everyone knows your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer, even your pet parrot.
Right, the summer starts here.
Well said.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Event ends June 2nd. Toyota, let's go places.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCAA. Equal housing opportunity.
With a great selection of new Toyotas, everyone knows your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer, even your pet parrot.
Right, the summer starts here.
Well said.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Event ends June 2nd. Toyota, let's go places.
You're listening to Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
You know you make me wanna kick my heels up and throw my hands up and throw my head back and come on now. So good to see you real.
Back inside the Country Financial Studio, it's Duck Insider, brought to you by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Oregon baseball seasons came to a close yesterday, and just like softball, the senior group has a lot to be proud of. 2 regionals, 2 super regionals throughout the course of their time as Oregon Ducks. Hosted a super, hosted a regional round, but ultimately came up short over the weekend. Coach Wazakowski, Grayson Grinsell, Jacob Walsh, Jeffrey Hurd, they continued to speak with the media. Part 2 of their conversation with the media after the loss. So here's part 2.
Well, it's just, you kind of talked about it for a second there, but you've had great postseason success these last couple of years, 2 straight Super Regionals. What are the next steps for you guys this is obviously the best team in the last couple of years, fall short this year, but what are the next steps to continue this success during the regular season and in the postseason?
Well, I mean, continuing to build a culture, right? Continue to build a program. It's a program that we're trying to build. It's not just a player. We pride ourselves in not being a transactional group. We invest in these young people with all our hearts. We love them, and so, to see Jeffrey Hurd blessed today when he gets an opportunity to play for Ants and Arrows today, who, doesn't get a chance to be able to finish possibly his last season of college baseball by being, somebody that the NCAA, I'm sure would be extremely proud of. A young man who has a college degree. He was near a 4.0 student. He was our SAC representative, which is our student athlete advisory committee to the president and the athletic director. He served on multiple boards at the University of Oregon and was a spokesman for the program, and a tremendous young man. And for him to not get the opportunity to be able to be on the field today is probably the thing that hurts me personally right now at the moment. Without getting into the grand scheme of things, I just hurt for that young man because of his investment in college sports, in the great University of Oregon that it is, and the people. For us not to be able to have him on that baseball field today, maybe it's a reason why he chooses to come back. But if he doesn't choose to come back, I hope it's not from the heartburn of the experience that he just had.
Coach, with your coaching philosophy, excuse me, coaching young college players, what's kind of your
You're good.
What's kind of your message to them? Just like to keep them grounded, to have them process this heartbreaking season-ending loss.
Perspective, right? I mean, we're playing baseball. We're blessed to play baseball. Cole Fisher, he's not blessed to play baseball right now. So, I mean, when you're walking away from a season that you wanted more out of, you can still look at it and say to yourself that there's a lot harder things than losing a regional going 0-2. And so what I would try to encourage young people, and will try to encourage young people that I got a chance to be around all year, is keep it in perspective. Usually good things come to the people that work the hardest, and to just continue to teach and preach core values that are going to make these young people successful.
Perspective. That's what it's like for Oregon baseball. That's what it is now for Oregon baseball. A really strong season, a Big Ten champion season for Oregon baseball, but ultimately a loss in the Big Ten tournament, 2 in the regional round, and the Oregon baseball season has come to a close. Still, strong season for Oregon baseball and another consecutive regional appearance. It's about perspective. Season's over for Oregon baseball. It's not over for some Oregon track and field athletes. We're getting to some athletes that are running back to Eugene for the NCAA championships when we return on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey Duck fans, at Country Financial, they make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, their representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial.
Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCAA. Equal housing opportunity.
This is Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Ma, is this how you feed a hamster?
I think so.
Is my homework right?
I think so.
Is, this milk still good?
I think so.
When it comes to parenting, sometimes it's okay to think you know. But when it's something as important as your child's car seat, don't just think. Know. Double check if your child is in the right seat for their age and size. It'll help protect them in a car crash. Don't just think. Know by visiting nhtsa.gov/the right seat. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Back in the Country Financial Studio, closing out Monday's Duck Insider as Oregon Track and Field, the national championships will be at Hayward from June 11th to June 14th, and Oregon has 17 qualifiers that'll be running at the NCAA championships. 12 qualifiers across 9 events for the women. Shalana Yieldes, Mia Barnett, Deanna Cheritich, Emily Fitzsimmons, Claudia Kazimirska, Aaliyah McCormick, Ryan Porter, Annika Williams, and the 4x100 relay team will all be in the national championship field. For the men, 7 qualifiers across 8 events as Benjamin Balaz, Simeon Birnbaum, Aiden Elbauter, Matthew Erickson, Kodatoy Kadali, Kobe Lawrence, and Safen Wills twice qualified for the NCAA championships that'll be in Eugene from June 11th to June 14th. Kiara Romero was also in action professionally as an amateur, but at a professional event at the U.S. Women's Open, and carded the best round ever for an amateur in a single round. She carded a 5 under 67 in round 4 as the lowest scoring round ever for an amateur in U.S. Women's Open history. She made 6 birdies and just 1 bogey. Kiara Romero, she's going to be very special as a golfer. Is one of the best in the world, even just as an amateur. For me, Ryan Milano, this will be my last time putting on an Oregon Sports Network headset this season. We will have one more Duck Insider that will come tomorrow with Joey. Rob Mullins will be here breaking down the end of the season. But for me, it's been such a special year being part of the Oregon football crew while hosting so many Duck Insiders, and also, of course, being the voice and one of the voices along with our broadcast partner Joey Mack for Oregon baseball. It's been so special to be a part of this Oregon athletics journey with you, and I cannot wait for some more. As always, go Ducks.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't.
Yep, thank you, Ryan. I'm sure I'll talk to you at some point in the fall. All right, have fun, man. Yeah, thank you. See ya.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the